leaders, dreamers, changemakers, welcome to the Vibrant Living Podcast. Here, limitations shatter and potential explodes into a kaleidoscope of possibility. At the helm, Donna Tashjian, life mastery coach and founder of Vibrant Living International, weaves godly wisdom and Christian perspective into every step, empowering you to discover your purpose and light up your world. Here is your host, Donna.
Welcome to another episode of the Vibrant Living Podcast. And we are so happy that you are here for this special episode. Today, I have Marelise with me today, and she is going to be sharing thoughts that are on her heart and what God has put in her heart. Marelise, where do you live in the world?
Hello, Donna. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I am in South Africa, and I am born and bred in South Africa. I've worked around a little bit, but for the moment, I'm still here. Yes.
It is so amazing that we connected.
I know.
And I just love the connections that happened today with the internet and what has been made available, because I would have missed having you in my life if we had not connected. So it has been a pleasure. You were one of the speakers at one of my summits. And what is on your mind is what's your ministry? That'd be a really good way to put it.
That is a very good question, because I can honestly say nothing that I'm currently doing in my life was ever a dream of mine. It was never part of the plan. It was not something I could have foreseen ever. This is literally the result of God really grabbing hold of me about 25 years ago and taking me on this beautiful, very hard, but very amazing journey to kind of lead me out of myself and into Him. And so for anybody who's listening today who feels like, oh, wow, look at what those people are doing, I could never do that, or who simply feel like they believe in God, they are, if anybody that they love is ill or going through a challenge, they'll be the first to pray. They'll be first to stand in the gap and trust God for that. But when it comes to their own lives, it's kind of in a little box, and it's not necessarily where God wants to take them. And I want to encourage you today, because the way that the fact that I'm on this journey really testifies to the faithfulness of God. It's got nothing, it really has nothing to do with me, because it just blows my mind how He managed to find me where I was, put me on this track, and then consistently help me through everything that I never ever thought I'd have to face. So before I just launch into that little story, I want to remind you of a few stories that changed multitudes, nations, in fact, because this is how God takes a person who might be seeing something for themselves and then actually blows their mind in such a beautifully spectacular way that they are then able to go and do the impossible. So think of Abraham. Abraham wanted a child. His heart was for a child. God made him the father of nations. Moses never ever thought he would be responsible for leading Israel out of Egypt. Mary never ever imagined she would be the one who raises the Messiah. I mean, the Bible is full of stories like that. So I often look at that and I am just so grateful to God, because I'm not the kind of person who looks at that and think, oh, sure, I can go and do that. I really am not. So the way that He led me to this point is miraculous and so gracious. And I just want to give Him all the glory, because today I have visions and dreams that scare me a lot. But I know it's nothing for him, so that's okay. So just very briefly, the way that God got me started on this is I was single, late 20s, career girl, no dream of a family and settling down and all those things. I was just not that kind of person. But I really got serious with God at some point. And so one night he woke me up. I was laughing so hard, I actually woke up. And I had been dreaming about this little boy that I was playing with, and I was having the most fun I've ever had in my life. And I thought, my gosh, that's odd. This is not what God, what's going on? So I fell asleep. And about half an hour later, again, same story, woke up. And I said, God, who is this child? And he told me, it's your child, Daniel. It's your son. And I said, wow, that is crazy. And anyway, so anyone that I only told that dream to my closest friends at the time, and we all had a great laugh because that did not sound like me at all. And so basically, about 3 years later, I did get married. I walked into an instant family, so there was a lot to deal with before I could even think of having a child. And by the time it kind of became an idea, there were lots of physical challenges I dealt with. I had an ectopic pregnancy. I had another traumatic event, and the doctor proceeded to tell me that I'd never be able to have children. And I said to him, Doc, you don't understand. God said I'm having a son and his name is Daniel. And the doctor said, Marelise, you don't understand. It is, medically speaking, completely impossible. So anyway, that's where I learned to trust God for his word, what he said. Look beyond myself, look beyond what people told me is possible. And long story short, about 10 months later, I had a baby boy called Daniel. And absolutely everything worked out perfectly. And it already started to shift a lot of things in me. When Daniel was about 9 months old, I got diagnosed with cancer. And I said, God, this is impossible. You said I'm having Daniel. You called him into being, and you told me I'm going to raise him to be a Daniel. So I have to be around. So this is not working. Again, God faithfully, I was healed, no complications, no nothing. And so my life progressed. And it was one thing after the other. And every time I had to learn to trust God more and more and more, because the more people kept telling me, you can't do this, the more God told me, this is what you're doing. So it's really amazing because he really had to, I often felt he had to save me from myself because I was my biggest limitation. I was the most unsuspecting. And then when he gave me a word, I knew I had to run with it.
Yeah.
And you're not always very successful in doing that. I can't say that I was. There were times that I fell back and said, no, wait, hang on. I stopped the bus. I don't know where we're going, but this doesn't feel nice. Anyway, but God was faithful and he carried on. And then he gave me a tremendously big vision for the vulnerable children of the world. And when he gave it to me, I said, I have no idea what you're showing me. And he showed me in great detail. And I said, God, what do you want me to do with this? Little old me. I mean, I didn't even have any connections at that stage. I honestly did not know what to do with it. But so he told me to park it. It's fine. Just let it grow in your spirit. And I'll show you at the right time, which he did. Years later, I connected with people who asked me about my vision. And I said, whatever do you mean? They said, no, big vision, not your plan. What's your big vision? And that's the point where God said to me, this is where you start. And so at this point in time, I am part of He Said International, which is an organization that connects with leaders around the world who are caring for vulnerable children in different capacities. And we are connected now throughout Australia, New Zealand, Korea, Pakistan, India, and various countries in Africa and Canada. So, yes, we are just faithfully putting one foot in front of the other, because in that way, through prayer and praise, God assures us of every victory. My son is thriving. He has stepped into his Daniel role. He is doing things that I never thought were possible. And then also when this started, I just want to, because I know there's not endless amount of time, but I would like to read something quickly. 2 years ago, when the going really got tough and big decisions needed to be made without any clarity on where I'm putting my foot next, I said, God, I want the faith of Abraham. I need the faith of Abraham. I need to let go of everything and journey with you step by step. I just want to hold your hand. Please don't let go. I will go wherever you take me, but you need to direct my steps. And then a very dear friend of mine said to me, Marelise, you don't have the faith of a man, you have the faith of God. And I said, wow, tell me more. And so she is, I don't know if you're familiar with the Mirror Word Bible. It is a big, heavy study Bible. And I went and bought it because of the deep truths that are unveiled here, going back to the original word in Greek and Hebrew. And I just want to read this to you. Galatians 2, verse 20. So here I am, dead and alive at the same time. I'm dead to the old me I was trying to be, and alive to the real me, which is Christ in me. Co-crucified, now co-alive. What a glorious entanglement. I was in him in his death. Now I discover that he is infused in me, in my life. For the first time, I am free to be me in my skin, immersed in his faith, in our joint sonship. He loves me and believes in me. He is God's gift to me. And I read that, and it just was, whatever that last pang of Marelise was, or that thing that was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, God, I asked you to fulfill with my life everything you had in mind when you created me before the beginning of the world, when you had me in mind. That is what I want to fulfill. So there's no ways my mind can conceive of what you have told me. There's no ways I can even imagine how I can get there. But that is the same way that Jesus lived. Jesus didn't doubt for 1 second who he was and what he was capable of. And he said, I only do what I see my Father do. And I said, God, that is what I want. And I don't know what that looks like. And there's no ways I can put a nice human bow on it and present it to others in a format that I can even understand. But knowing that you have faith in me to give me a job that only you can do through me.
Yes.
That blesses me. And that's where I am. So it's been a very interesting journey.
Are you still working with families parenting, helping them with parenting?
I am. I've got a few people that I do still work with, because I'm also a trainer with Brain Shot Academy, because this is a brand new pioneering work that she's embarked on, and it's about how our mirror neurons actually can be activated to operate more intuitively correctly to enhance our exchanges with people, to enhance our relationships, to understand more about the behavior that we are seeing, so we can interact with others more effectively. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm.
So one sentence of closing thought that you would like to leave with someone today, what would that be?
Never limit God. Never limit God. What He has in mind for you, I can guarantee it's far greater and more wonderful than anything that you can imagine. Even, well, His word says, exceedingly abundantly more than all we can hope or imagine. And that is who our Father is. And the more we engage in relationship with Him and just get to know His heart for us more, you will be amazed at what He tells you. And be sure that when He tells you that, He is also able to fulfill it. So just don't be scared. We need to be, I heard a wonderful thing the other day, and I just want to leave you with that. We are not human having a spiritual experience. We are spirit having a human experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, delve into that. I promise you, you will be absolutely in awe of what God put in you.
Well, thank you, Marelise. You always bring a ray of sunshine and hope
Thank you.
when we talk. And so I will put her contact information in the show notes in the description so that you can reach out to her if you would like to learn anything more about the work that she is doing. So thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for everything that you are doing.
My conversations with Marelise is always encouraging, so I hope that that blessed you. And I'd love to hear in the comments what you are taking away from today. I love to help women and men gain in confidence, which is one of the reasons God gave me my unspiritual intelligence method. And when you unlock the secrets of the spiritual intelligence method, you gain unshakable confidence, clarity, and peace so that you can step boldly into your purpose, alignment, and finding out how to accomplish those dreams that are in your heart from a place of grace and ease. I would love to talk with you in my wisdom consultation and help you along your journey, as well as I have a free gift, Renew, Recharge, and Thrive. So I would love to share that with you as well. It is a guide, downloadable PDF to help you learn 5 steps to renew, recharge, and thrive no matter what. So if you would like to talk more, please click the link and schedule it. Comment below and what are you taking away from this, as well as feel free to share this with someone who needs to hear it. So until I'm back with you again, have an amazing day. This is Donna, blessing you. Bye for now.
I hope your soul feels ignited, your spirit nourished, and your mind buzzing with possibilities. Share this with a friend who needs a dose of vibrant living. Tag us on #Vibrant Living Podcast and tell us your biggest takeaway. For more support, clarity, and wisdom, visit Donna at iVibrantLiving.com. See you soon.